Hey everybody, happy Monday. Looking for a spectacular week since it's Halloween week. So let's get started with our math today. We're going to be talking about subtracting again, as we ended last week with subtraction. We're going to continue and do that this week. So we're going to be talking about how we can use multiple strategies to find the difference when we're taking a certain amount away from a particular number. We're learning this so we can become fluent with adding and subtracting numbers. You're going to know you're successful when you can represent addition and subtraction with multiple different strategies by decomposing numbers or breaking apart, which is called breaking apart a number line. We're going to be using strategies when we're subtracting across zero. So there's all kinds of strategies that we can use to help us solve subtraction problems. So let's just jump right in and get started and with our first problem, because I want to make sure that you have the opportunity to see different strategies, and hopefully it'll give you a better understanding of what subtraction is. So the very first problem that we have says that Noah has some songs downloaded onto his iTunes account. Caroline has some songs downloaded to her iTunes account. Now we have no numbers here, which is good because it gives us the opportunity to think about what information we're being fed or given right now, basically. So Noah has some songs downloaded onto his iTunes account. I can imagine what his iTunes account looks like. There's songs on the list there that he can go and just click on and play the music. Caroline has some songs also downloaded onto her iTunes account. So now we can start thinking about what might be how many songs that he has on the account, on his account. How many songs does Caroline have? So we're now going to have the opportunity to think about what kind of numbers there might be. So now the problem has changed. It's actually giving us those numbers. We know that Noah has 373 songs downloaded onto his iTunes account, and Caroline has 229 songs. So now we have numbers to think about. But do we know what the question's going to be here? Do we have that question yet? So we're going to think about what do they expect us to do with these numbers? Are they wanting us to add them to see if they're together, to see how many they have together? Or are they wanting to see how many more one person has than the other? So now we're going to be thinking about what am I going to be doing with these numbers? And now we have the question. The question is, how many more songs does Noah have than Caroline? Now, last week on Friday, I showed you how to use a number line to help us with subtraction. I also, last week, taught you how to use base 10 blocks to subtract, to take away. So this week we're going to continue on, or this morning we're going to continue on with using the number line. So I'm going to pull up my number line, and we already know our numbers are 373, take away 229. So remember, on our virtual manipulative slide, you're going to be able to find your number line. I'm going to go ahead and make it a no tick so that I can put my own numbers on there, just like we did with addition. And I'm going to go ahead and put up my first block. And I know that Caroline has 279, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on my number line first. And I'm going to bring that over here. And I also know that I am going to put Noah's on there at 373. And I believe this one was 229. I'll go back and fix that. I'm going to go ahead and put it over here. So this one was 229. I'm sorry, I put 279. Now that I have my numbers, I can either hop forward or hop backwards. And in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and hop forward. So I know that my first hop, you can do this in any way that you would like, but I want to go ahead and get this to a nice friendly number. So I'm going to hop up 1 just to go ahead and make that 230. And I'm going to go ahead and bring me another box up. Now remember, the number line makes it available for you to be able to hop up what you need and how you see the numbers. So now I know that I'm at 230. And I've got to get to 373. So I'm going to go ahead and hop up 100 here just because I know that I can hop up another 100 to get to my number. So I'm going to hop up 100 here, which is going to get me at 330. And I still need to get to 373. So I like counting by my tens. So I can use my tens here to help me. I know that I can hop up to get to from 330 to get to 370. I'm going to hop up 40. So I'm going to go ahead and put another hop up there. And again, like I said earlier, you could break this number line down to where the numbers make sense to you. You could have broken this 40 up into two 20s. That would be totally up to you. And here I'm going to have 370. Now I need 3 more ones. So I'm going to go ahead and break this one down here into 3 hops to get to 370. Oops, too many there. Okay, now 373. So now I'm ready to get my final answer. And my final answer is going to be these numbers here put together. So I'm going to go ahead and get my drawing tool. And I'm going to start adding these numbers up. Or I could use my mental math because I know that nice friendly numbers allow me to do that. I can go ahead and add these numbers together. So I've got 100 plus 40, which is going to give me 140, plus 3 plus 1, and that's going to give me 144 as my final answer. So my final answer is going to be a combination of all of those numbers together. Let me put this on here. And that's going to come from me adding 100. Remember, Miss Bays is not very good at drawing with these tools. You guys are much better at it than I am. I think if I had a regular mouse, it might help. But on this keypad, on the pad here on my laptop, it's not quite as good. So I'm going to add all these numbers to get my final answer. And again, you can also use counting back as well here if you want to use your hops, and it'll allow you. I'm just going to show you quickly that if you wanted to hop backward rather than hopping forward, which would mean that you're starting with your beginning number 373, which is your whole, and you're taking away, you could also hop backward to get your answer. So it's just by flipping this around. So it's just like counting forward or counting backward that you can use this number line for. So whichever way that you choose is perfectly fine with me. We could have actually done the same thing, but now I would have changed my numbers here just a little bit, and I will show you an example of that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put up my two numbers again. And then I'm going to show you what it would look like if you were counting backwards instead of forwards. 3, 7, 3. Okay. I'm going to pull this over here. Now remember that I'm still going to use the same process of putting my numbers at the top, and whatever's at the top here is what it's going to equal. And I'm going to go ahead and hop my first hop and hop 100. So it's going to look just a little bit different as you hop on that number line. I'm going to go ahead and insert me a new space. And if I am taking it away, now I'm going to have 273. And then I'm going to, I know that I need to get to 229. So I'm going to go ahead and take away I'm going to go ahead and take away 40. And again, you're going to put your little mark up there. Now that I'm not hopping forward, I'm hopping backward. I want to make sure that you can see that I'm hopping in a different direction, but still going to get the exact same answer. So here I'm taking 40 away. Now I have 233. And then to get to 229, I can break this up if I would like. I can go ahead and take 3 away. I'm going to put my mark back up here just so that I can get this to a nice friendly number. So I'm going to go ahead and take 3 away. Move this down just a little bit. And that's going to get me at 230. And then I know that I only need to take 1 more away to get me at 229. So hopping forward and hopping backward will both work for subtraction. And again, it's one of those things where it's going to depend on what you're most comfortable with. I want you to be able to see the numbers based on your knowledge of what you already know about subtraction to help you and to develop your number line with that. So again, I'm going to add, I should not have put this here. Hold on just a second. I put the wrong number there. So I'm going to go ahead and change that quickly because I didn't take 233 away. I took 40 away. And that should be my answer at the bottom of the number line. So be careful with that because your final answer is going to show up here. But I was taking 40 away. And my final answer down here from my taking away was 233. Okay, so on my number line again, I can count my hops. So I have 100 plus 40 plus 4, and my answer would result in 144. So hopping forward, which is called counting forward, or hopping backward, which is counting backward from the whole, then you can still get the same answer. So again, it depends on how you want to hop on that number line. Today, for your assignment, you're going to do the problem of the day, and then I also made a Google form for you to work on your subtraction. There may be a problem that you have to use both addition and subtraction, so make sure that you're reading the questions closely so you know what to do with the numbers. You're going to turn that in once you complete both of those assignments, the problem of the day and the Google form. If you have any questions, remember that I will be available to you after our small group meeting, which is at noon, and usually about 1 o'clock I'll be online to be available to you at our whole group Google Meet link. So you can contact me on there if you have any questions. I hope everybody has an awesome day and looking forward to the rest of the week. See you later.